let's just jump right in and break down the exact strategies you need to master this environment. Now, what if I told you that you could drive tens of thousands of visitors to your site literally overnight? I mean, it sounds like a complete anomaly, right? But the truth is, it's actually a science. Today, we're looking at the architectural framework of exactly how content gets discovered, voted on, and amplified to massive audiences. Because honestly, the stakes here are staggering. Just think about this quote for a second. Every single second your company is not engaging consumers in social media is a wasted opportunity. We're talking about millions of active users out there, curating and sharing every single day. If we ignore this landscape, we're basically just leaving massive engagement and brand growth sitting right on the table. Okay, so here's our playbook for today's explainer. 1. The social news landscape. 2. Meet the linkerati. 3. The power of headlines. 4. The science of timing. And finally, number 5, how to go pop. All right, let's dive into this. Section 1, the social news landscape. Let's look at the actual mechanics of this terrain. So on one side, we have social news sites, think Dig and Reddit. Their whole deal is delivering the absolute latest news based entirely on user votes. Now, on the other side, we have bookmarking sites, with Delicious being a prime historical example here. On these platforms, users are saving links for later reading. But here's the kicker. Those saves actually act as votes, pushing the most saved links right into public view. In both cases, the crowd is acting as the ultimate filter. They're doing all the heavy lifting for us, sorting through thousands of daily submissions just to find the gold.
Section 2, meet the linkerati.
This brings us to a really fascinating concept, the linkerati. This term was coined by Rand Fishkin, and it refers to a very specific, incredibly valuable class of internet users. These are people who don't just passively consume content. They are way more likely to have their own blogs, their own websites, or their own platforms. And why does this matter to us? Well, because when you market to social news sites, the linkerati are your true target. If they like what you post, they won't just vote for it, they'll actually link to it from their own domains. That amplifies your reach far, far beyond the original platform. So the absolutely crucial point here is the number 300. That is the number of links the average popular page received in a research study conducted on Dig. Let that sink in for a minute. Getting your content popular on one of these sites isn't just about a quick one-time flash of traffic. It's about acquiring hundreds of inbound links from the linkerati, and that builds tremendous long-term search engine authority. That right there is the immense, enduring value of capturing this specific audience. Section 3, the power of headlines. Now, on a social voting site, the absolute most critical element of your story is not the opening paragraph, it's the headline. In so many instances, the headline is literally the only thing a reader is going to see as they scroll rapidly through hundreds of submissions. If it doesn't hook them instantly, they're just going to scroll right past it. So how do we construct that perfect hook? Well, our source material outlines some pretty strict rules for a winning headline. First off, it has to give the impression that the content is easy to digest. Second, it needs to promise entertainment and real, tangible value. Third, be specific about the format. Like if it's a photo, a video, or a top 10 list, put that right in the title so users know exactly what they're clicking on. It should be eye-catching and provocative, but, and this is a massive warning here, it must never, ever be misleading. Users on these social sites are incredibly savvy. They're going to figure out clickbait tricks much faster than you think, and they will absolutely punish your content with downvotes if you waste their time. Section 4, the science of timing.
Getting seen is largely a function of timing. Many of these sites operate on a strict 24-hour window from the moment of submission to make it to the front page. If you hit the front page in the middle of the night, you are completely wasting your potential. You just won't get that massive traffic spike because, well, the bulk of the audience is asleep. The proven chronological strategy here is to target your submission 18 to 22 hours before the site's peak usage hour. In practical terms, this means you should be aiming to submit your content early, generally between 4 a.m. and midnight. You're basically setting up a timed fuse that explodes right when the maximum number of users are logging on.
Tracking submission times versus promotion times reveals a really distinct offset. To capture that massive spike of promotion during those high-traffic daytime hours, you have to plant the seed roughly 18 to 22 hours prior. It's just a highly effective mathematical rule to ensure your content peaks at the exact right moment.
Section 5, how to go pop.
Okay, so the ultimate goal here is to get your content listed in the popular section, which is known as going pop. When this happens, your page gets exposed to a massive audience, and it triggers an absolute avalanche of votes. Appearing here drives a huge, though temporary, spike of tens of thousands of visits, putting you directly in front of the linkerati we talked about earlier. Now, what's really interesting here is that going pop behaves completely differently depending on the algorithm. Take the dig effect, for example. It is sudden, violent drama, literally thousands of visitors per minute, which requires heavy server caching just to survive the crush without your site crashing. Contrast that with the stumble upon effect, which sends wave after wave of traffic over a period of months. It's less all or nothing, and it actually favors less geeky content like photos and video. Two very different effects, but both are incredibly powerful traffic engines. Which brings us to our final thought. The playbook is right in front of you. You understand the landscape, you know to target the linkerati, you've got the formula for an irresistible headline, and you know exactly what time to set the fuse. So, are you ready to stop wasting opportunities and start mastering these algorithms to make your content go pop? The tools are all right there, and this massive audience is just waiting. It's time to take action and build this into your digital marketing strategy today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really can't wait to see what you create.